So I want to jump up. Brian Darmody from Chief Strategy Officer for AURP. And Cheryl, I know what's going to happen when all those single family homes develop around your park. When you start building, they're all going to complain to you. So you better start building before those houses go up, because that's what happens.
Just so excited. I just can't wait. There's a high school going up right now too, and people are like, wait, what? And it's right there on the Arizona border. So people are like, wait, there's a what going over there? Can we get a Trader Joe's?
It'll come. If you have a high school, they're going to need one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to see you, Brian.
Sabrina, do you want to go introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Sabrina. I'm the Director of Real Estate Operations for Baylor University, and I'm working with our OVPR office on our research center that we have here. And so I just joined and kind of just wanted to see what this meeting was about. So
Great. Happy to have you, Sabrina. Maureen?
I'm Maureen Henderson. I'm the Vice President of Community Experience for University of Calgary Properties Group. We're an independent developer for the University of Calgary, and we are just embarking on a new master plan project for University Innovation Quarter, which is north of the university campus. And we already have another development underway, which is west of the campus, called University District. So happy to be here. I attended the AURP in September, and it was fascinating. So hoping that we have a lot of nuggets and a lot of learning that we can take from this entire group as we go forward. Thanks for having me.
Great. Kate?
Hello, good to see everyone. My name is Kate Engel. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Communication for Nebraska Innovation Campus, and we are located in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Perfect. Josh?
He's eating.
Oh, yeah, he's eating. Sorry. Eileen?
Jump in when you
Hi, I'm Eileen. I'm Eileen Byrne. I'm a director with the firm Brailsford and Dunleavy. We assist universities in their real estate development needs. I retired a couple years ago after 30 years with the University of New Orleans, including 25 years developing and operating the research park there. And I came on at B&D to help build out the innovation practice.
Bill? Bill? Oh, you're muted.
Okay. So I'm similar to Eileen in that I'm retiring this year from Northwestern University after 36 years of running a research lab and being an administrator, and now work with Waymaker Group on economic development consulting. And I'm so happy to be part of the AURP community as Brian has led us boldly into the innovation district milieu.
Jessa?
Hello, everybody. Jessa Turner, Director of Communications for Tech Parks Arizona. We're located in Tucson, Arizona, and we run two parks, UA Tech Park and UA Tech Park at the Bridges. And we also run our business incubator, U of A Center for Innovation.
Kevin?
Thanks, Diana. My name is Kevin Chambers. I'm with Jobs Ohio, which is Ohio's economic development organization. And we have, I know some of you, but we've invested $300 million in 3 innovation districts in Ohio. So I'm not sure who said it, but I just kind of want to join the call and see what it's about. So thanks for letting me join. And we've got a couple other members of the team here. I don't know whether Josh and Angela had introduced themselves already or not.
Not yet.
We have not yet, Kevin. Hi, everyone. My name is Angela Hall. I am a communications manager at Jobs Ohio, and one of the segments or areas that I work with is the Ohio Innovation District. So joining this call with Kevin to see what it's all about, and hopefully I'll be back for more.
Okay.
I look forward to meeting you.
Josh, are you there? No. Okay. Mary? I don't know, Mary has access, probably.
Nope, sorry, I'm here. It just took me forever to find my mute button. I'm here. Thanks for dealing with my no camera. I'm driving around right now. But I am Marianne. I worked as a researcher for about 12 years, recently started my own business and also joined the Waymaker group with Phil. Waymaker group, as Phil stated, we focus on economic development in innovation districts. And then my own business is based in Omaha, and I help labs manage, especially their transition from public into private. So if they've got IP that they're willing to do a small business, I provide them with business planning services.
Perfect. Very nice to meet you, Mary.
You too.
Again. Tanu?
Sorry, I'm driving around too, so no camera. It's nice to meet you all. I'm part of University of Houston, and our innovation park is called Technology Bridge. We are about 5 miles away from downtown Houston. We have a huge 75-acre park that we're still figuring out what to do with. And we've been in touch with Brian about a couple of ideas, and I'm here to learn today from you all and looking forward to doing this more in 2023.
Wonderful. Hi, Wayne.
No, I'm not muted.
Okay.
How's everybody today?
Good.
Is this intro time?
Yes.
Yes.
Wayne Savage with the Arrowhead Research Park at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Been here since 2013. So I think this is my 10th year. We should celebrate. We have about 200 acres, number of tenants. We're growing rapidly over the next few years. We have 4 or 5 buildings planned in the next 4 years and some new infrastructure thanks to an EDA grant. No thanks to the Build Back Better program. We are not building a digital media hub. We missed out on that opportunity, but we're excited about the growth that we have ahead.
Wonderful. Great.
And thank you for recommending Hawaii, the University of Hawaii, on our member survey as a new member, so we can go there for conferences. So thank you.
You should all go check it out. We should go.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Reed?
Hey, thanks, Hannah. Reed Scott, I'm a VP of Development with Portman Holdings. We're a private developer out of Atlanta, Georgia. Been an AURP member for a couple of years. I think if any of y'all happened to go to the conference a few years ago, you might have visited one of our projects, CODA, that we did in partnership with Georgia Tech, but trying to take a little bit more advantage of our membership with AURP and probably just be a fly on the wall for hearing what y'all are talking about today. So thanks for having me.
Perfect.
Carol, perfect timing.
Yeah.
We're just going around the room and introducing ourselves.
Sorry, did you just call on me?
I did. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm in transit. I'm just heading to the airport. Carol Stewart, Vice President of Tech Parks Arizona for the University of Arizona.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for being in today. So again, this is our communicators check-in. So a lot of our groups will talk about programming, communications. It's really a roundtable to really discuss different challenges, opportunities. I know Cheryl was talking about some challenges that she's having with her community as she's just master planning her community. And I was actually wondering if Jessa had anything to share about the bridges and how that's evolved that maybe might be helpful for Cheryl in her discussion.
I could definitely share. Obviously every neighborhood is different in the community you live in, but building ambassadors around your project is really key. We have found with the bridges, there's I believe 5 historical neighborhoods, and so they have a very strong voice, and we wanted to involve them right from the get-go. So we had like show and tell and basically opportunities when we had renderings, even those ideas. People do like to look at dirt. They like to know even the infrastructure. So we just kept them up to date with what we were doing along the process, sharing some benefits. of like job opportunities and also other development, because when you have the research park, we know that the innovation districts like to congregate and you have more amenities. So people were really excited to hear what was coming. And ideally, you won't keep them waiting for too long. Unfortunately, with our Bridges Park, we had a lot to get going. And so they were like, okay, enough talk. Let's see what you're doing. And so there's a nice opportunity to involve them from the get-go and informing them. And then one thing that we did was we dedicated some trees when we did our groundbreaking and we were putting in infrastructure. We dedicated a tree to each one of those neighborhoods so they could see that grow and the project grow, and had them, you know, turn dirt with the shovel and plant the tree. And it was a really good involvement opportunity for them. And we still check in with them quite often.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thanks for that. I don't know how many trees I will plant, given that we don't have any water. But we might have like a, desert rock.
A desert rock. Even, you know what, we did another element that we did was we partnered with the local high school that develops these mosaics. And
Yeah.
so artwork is a great way to involve them. There's a lot of opportunity there. Even just we hold the Martin Luther King March. It begins at the Bridges. And so whatever element that fits with your community, tie it in as best you can.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And I think people are just like ready for it today. And we're like, hold on, it's gonna take a minute. So it's, not gonna happen right this second. So, but thanks for the advice. I really appreciate it.
Right.
Yes.
Let me pile on that, Jessa. This is Carol. One of the other things that we do is we also have them, they're part of our design review committee. So the leaders of those 5 neighborhoods are invited. They don't have an official vote, but they are welcome to weigh in when new projects are being brought to the design review committee. So they sort of have that insider track, which they do really appreciate. And they obviously disseminate it to those that live in those 5 neighborhoods as well.
Right. And I'm assuming that you have champions within each of those 5 neighborhoods too. So if, they can,
they have their own hierarchy. So they have the president, they have the presidents of the associations, of the neighborhood associations.
Right. That's great. That's good.
I have a question, if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking for something similar, but I'm looking for information or advice on how to engage the university community. Our role as the developer for the university is independent. So they have a facilities and operations team that does all of the facility growth and development on campus, but this is outside of the campus proper as far as the new innovation district. And part of what we need to do is really kind of rally the troops and get a better understanding and connection to, the heartbeat of the university, so that they can actually advocate and be excited and understand what's going on, right next door to the actual campus, because it benefits them. And we're early in the stages, but there's still lots of differing understanding and opinion, good, bad, and otherwise. And I'm just curious to know if there is, any engagement tactics or things that have happened that have been successful, trying to get the university better aligned.
So one thought, Brian Darmody, I used to work at the University of Maryland. So we had our Discovery District, we had a similar issue. And one way I found valuable was, luckily we had a good relationship with the provost. And, usually the academics at a university, Phil knows this, the provost wields probably more power than the president. So we had the provost host an event on campus. I wouldn't suggest you do it off campus, but on campus where the faculty and other stakeholders are interested. And, and we had some pizza and stuff. Anyway, that was a way to get lots of different groups that some of who supported, the engineering folks all were very happy with it. Other folks weren't. And, it takes a lot of time and effort, but that would be one thing. If you can get the provost, and I don't know if you can, he or she has a lot of credibility with stakeholders on the academic side, and doing it on the campus is another suggestion I would have.
So I'll follow up and add to what Brian just said by saying the faculty are experts at following the money. And they don't have much money and they're always looking for it. So speakers that come in that talk about ways in which the speakers that have money, speakers, investment firms, various local philanthropic groups, anyone that has the opportunity, speakers from the NSF and the NIH, if they are involved in research parks or innovation funding initiatives. You know, you're building, what Brian's talking about is building a vibe where you're the place that hosts those events related to commercialization and entrepreneurship.
Thank you. That's been helpful.
One thing I might add to build off of what Brian said, we obviously connected with the chancellor of our university early on to get leadership buy-in to talk about Innovation Campus. But also we thought about how we would use our amenities that were on the campus to engage the university campus. So Nebraska Innovation Campus has a coffee shop, and we made sure to put university Wi-Fi in it so that it was easy to jump on and have access to files and stuff if you were coming from the university. So one thing we've really looked at is how do we engage the university through our amenities, but also making sure that university leadership, faculty, and staff feel involved, whether they're part of committees, they're part of our architecture review committee as well. So just really looking at all the ways that we can reach out and make sure that connection is strong in the 5 miles it is.
The deal is that they screwed up and they set it for tomorrow instead of today.
Hello?
Somebody's off of mute, swearing profusely. One of the things, I thought Kate's suggestions were brilliant. And you do have to, invite the campus, on a very conscious level, to be on your innovation district grounds. One of the other things that, this is very simple, but we worked with parking and transportation on campus. And so we actually have baked in transportation from the campus to the UA Tech Park at the Bridges, our second tech park. So, and also the university took 50% of one of the buildings. So there is that connection literally to the main campus. And that's going to be pretty significant for us, for people movement back and forth.
Yeah, if I can add to that, we're developing now, we've been planning for years what we call our creative campus, which is going to be a collection of buildings where academics, research, entrepreneurship, and industry are all co-located. So we're excited about this. The first building is going to break ground next month. But it is, as you say, not on campus. We're adjacent to. So we too are working with the transportation department on campus to get our bus service out there so we can manage that issue better. But that transportation is also going to improve services to our other tenants. And we're excited about that.
So I wanted to raise a question. If any of you are involved, it's a little surprising to me. So the Department of Energy, has a hydrogen hub program, $7 billion, and they down selected to 33 sites across the country. And if you look at it's just about every region in the country. And no university is going to be 100% involved because these are huge multiple institutional regional things. But I was, University of Houston, I assume you guys are involved with your hydrogen hub proposal, but it's interesting. I haven't seen much buzz about this. I mean, they're then going to down select to, I think, 15 sites across the country, and they are suggesting that some of the adjacent sites, get together so we have fewer than 33. So are any of you, I'm curious, are any of you involved in the messaging about this hydrogen hub proposals? Because, lots of universities are subcontractors for this in some parks, but what about University of Houston? Tanu, are you
So
involved?
I'm not directly involved, but I'm sure University of Houston is working on something with rice. So Houston has a lot of competition with regards to research, not research parks, but incubators and co-working spaces. So we have a lot of these popping up, and two of the big players are, of course, Rice and University of Houston. And I recall that UH was working on something with Rice on it. So not sure, don't have the details, and I was not directly involved.
Oh, okay. Well, stay tuned because some of your regions are going to be getting a lot of money in hydrogen at some point, and you don't have to be on the coast because I mean there are ones in the Midwest, and obviously around the country.
I was gonna say, Brian, I know there have been conversations in Nebraska and they've kind of been happening around us, maybe not including us right now.
Same thing for New Mexico State University, Brian. I know we're involved with a consortium in several Western states focused on receiving one of those awards. But I'm not aware of any down select that we've made yet. Have you got a link to where the 22 or
Yeah,
27?
I'll post it. It was in SSTI, and the Department of Energy didn't announce them, but they said each region could announce they've been down selected. So I mean, it's a weird communication.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
while
that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat. But then, Kevin, I saw. Did your governor not give more money for new innovation districts besides the 3 in Ohio? Did I see that? I thought that was an interesting development.
No, Brian, what it is, Governor DeWine, so he's going through his budget. He's going through the budget phase of this administration, of his new term. And so he's socializing what he wants in the budget, and what he's proposing is that he dedicates $150 million to what he's calling innovation hubs. And so if we think about how does that play with what we're doing, we have in each of our 3 major areas of population, we've paired Carnegie R1 research institutions with nationally or globally ranked hospitals like the Cleveland Clinic or Cincinnati Children's. There have been small pockets of people such as the University of Akron and other anchors in the Akron community where they're globally recognized for their work with polymers. And so they've come to us, but it really doesn't fit our model. So what the governor's hoping to do is use that $150 million to help seed additional areas of consortiums or groups of people who come to them and apply for this additional funding so that they can move their agendas and move their areas of excellence forward. We're going to try to align with them as much as we can. I don't know if that answers your question, Brian, or not, but it is still in the budget phase. The budget has not been passed by the state legislature yet.
No, that's I mean, I think a lot of us would love our governors to pay so much attention to.
Yeah, and that will be administered by the state government, the Office of Development, I imagine. And for those who don't know, while we are Ohio's economic development organization, we are not a state agency. We are a private not-for-profit. So there's some separation there.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that you're paying attention, Brian.
I feel like Brian's so knowledgeable with everything that's happening. Like, I think if you're ever curious about funding or grants or anything that's happening anywhere at any time, Brian probably knows about it. And you can ask Brian any questions.
Well, as Phil says, I follow the money, right?
Well, then you won't be coming to New Mexico because there's a bill introduced in the current legislative session to zero out funding for the 9 incubators in the state. So we're working on that.
Sabrina, I know with Baylor, so you guys are trying to re-engage with your park again, or trying to start building again, or what's the status with Baylor now?
So we have the BRIC, which is our research and innovation collaboration center that we have right now, and we're looking to grow it. And so how to bring in industry partners and just attracting people where our students can also learn from and grow from. And so I know that's where they are in the process right now, but we have a couple of industry partners that we're working with, and then we have a lot of research going on with our professors and students. So I'm still new to the whole research and innovation centers, and so I'm trying to learn a lot. But from a real estate side, I do have a question that maybe I could get some feedback on. But in terms of your research parks, how much value do you put into amenities, and what amenities have you seen that you think were a good addition to your research parks? Like, I know someone's proposed adding some gym equipment in, or adding restaurant or coffee shops. And so we're kind of trying to offer that, but also want to be aware, like, if it's going to be a positive contribution. So is there anything that you think, we've added this in and our tenants love it, or we've added this in and we probably should have thought of something else to add in instead of this? So
I think a few of our members can talk to that. I know that the amenities are such a key focus in the placemaking and really driving people to stay and collaborate within the park. So it's a huge important piece. I know that I see Kate shaking her head. I didn't know you had a gym, but I knew that you had the coffee shop slash bar. And I know that we have the new gym here at the tech park, which are just amazing. So a couple different features. I don't know if anybody else wants to expand on that and other opportunities.
Well, I might just comment with our amenities. A lot of times they come with a partner organization. So, for example, we probably couldn't support a full gym, but the hotel put in an oversized fitness facility that then our partners are able to be members of that fitness facility in the hotel. So that was one way to kind of get a win-win amenity for the campus that we knew was going to be part of the hotel already. We try to do a survey every year of our partners on the campus and get their feedback. And one thing we heard last year was they really liked that we had outdoor tables, but they were sad that there was not shade because it is hot in Nebraska for a good portion of the year. And so we put umbrellas on the table, and that was a huge plus, that they could be on the plaza and not have to deal with the sun quite as much. So the coffee shop for us was the first big amenity that we added, but we really try to look at it from a campus-wide and community asset point of view. Will it draw not only people from the campus, but also from the community out to the campus to be part of our campus in new and unique ways than just attending a conference, seminar, meeting, something like that, but that they're coming out for fun things as well and taking part in the campus as a whole.
I would rank childcare as really high. That's one, especially if you can do it in conjunction with the university, where, but that was one that we built at the University of Maryland in conjunction with the city of College Park, and it was a public-private partnership. I'm happy to send you information about that if you're interested.
Aileen, can you expand on UNO's different amenities?
No.
I'm not sure.
Jessa, do you want to talk to UA Tech Park? What we have, what's coming in, and what we're thinking about in that, and also on the Vail side, Vail School District, and what we're looking at for housing and daycare.
Sure. So at the UA Tech Park, we have, as you mentioned, Vicky, the gym, which is fantastic. It also offers classes too. So not just gym facilities. Some people like classes. We just recently sent out a survey to our employees to find out what classes they're interested in, if they're interested in personal training, the hours, so we can get a really good pulse on what our employees here are looking for in a fitness center. So that's the fitness center. We also have on-site food and catering, and that's really valuable for our companies who need to order catering, whether it's in advance or last minute, but just know that they have somebody who's going to come bring the coffee and the donuts and all that and have that taken care of. And we really work with our chef if we want like a specific menu, if we want to do themed. We do a lot of celebration to highlight the diversity in our park. So we'll do Hispanic heritage and we'll do different food offerings. And in our courtyard, we'll have different types of music and dancing and salsa, like salsa that goes with chips, salsa competitions, and people find that really fun to come out and celebrate. So if you bring food to the table, we see that as a great amenity, and taking that to the next level with adding that into your other offerings is a good opportunity. That's what we do here. We also do different types of community events where we'll do like pink out at the park. And so we'll invite the public to come. And I see that as an amenity too, because if you're bringing in an opportunity for people to walk for a charity, that's an offering that we do too. Yeah. We have a great event center and it gets a lot of use. So a place where large numbers of people can come together, 100 plus, and whether you turn that into an expo room or you're doing all day seminars, we've seen a lot of different opportunities there. We can also just play movies for breaks for the employees if we want to do something fun. Other opportunities that we have in the works is with our Vail School. That's our K through 12 school on campus. We're talking about partnering with them to develop early child care. So like a preschool and opportunities for even your small kids to be able to go and drop them off. So parents who work here at the UA Tech Park tag team onto the school district, and we don't have that expense and have the liabilities, but offer it to our companies as an opportunity for childcare. We're looking at a lot of other amenities to bring some commercial opportunity and convenience too. And then over at our UA Tech Park at the Bridges, we've done something, and I don't know if you would really call it an amenity, but the companies there really love it. We've been doing a welcome breakfast for them with mimosas and donuts, and it just makes them feel like they're part of the community. And it's also opportunity for them to know the Tech Park team and perhaps some of their neighbors. So we're also looking at doing some luncheons where all the tenants can come together and really get to know each other.
Great ideas.
I think I probably missed a couple, but that's a good summary.
That's really great.
I think what's different about our scenario, Jessa, versus Kate's, I think it was Kate that was talking, is that, we're really corporately focused. So we don't typically invite a lot of people outside of our 6,000 knowledge workers onto the campus because it's a liability issue. So, when we have a fitness center, it's strictly for the corporate users that are within the park. Another thing that we do is we actually bake that cost because it's really tough when it comes to daycares and fitness centers for them to make money, with
Oh no.
You're cutting in and out, Carol. You might be in a bad spot. We lost you. Your voice, at least. Probably to just reiterate is that, we have opportunities, as Carol was mentioning, for the corporate folks. And so identifying what's the right opportunity for your region and who you're working with. Is it open to the camp? Is it open to the community? Or is there certain events you can plug in that are community events versus, really tying that community together with your amenities as strictly corporate focused?
Right.
Yep, and Carol's gone. So sorry about that.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Aileen, I see that you're back. I didn't know if you wanted to offer anything for UNO from your experience there.
Sorry, I had to take a call, so I dropped off for a little bit there. Sure, we did not have a lot of programming that brought people in from outside, other than our conference center did have we had a 25,000 square foot conference center, and we had a lot of use from all different components of the community. You know, it could be birthday parties, anything like that. And then at one point we had, after Hurricane Katrina, the police department was needing to repair their facilities. And so we leased them the whole conference center for about a year and a half, and let them move in. It was the training academy for the police department. And that worked out for us because we had, 100% occupancy for a while there, but it also, it increased the relationships with the city. And also we had, the federal court system was involved. There were a lot of nonprofits involved. A lot of people were interested in supporting the police and their training needs. And so that partnership was very helpful. It's just a unique way of partnering with somebody outside that you wouldn't anticipate. Personally, I loved having the police cars all over campus all the time. But one of the things that I did also was, for our regional economic development annual banquet, I would host a table as the foundation and manager of the research park. And we would invite both tenants and then also some of the faculty and have them sit together, and just having them meet one another and being able to be in an informal setting and discuss things, they were able to forge new partnerships that they hadn't thought of before.
Right. It's huge. Anyone else? Anything, any news coming out of Nebraska Innovation Campus? No. No. I love your massage.
There's something I'm supposed to tell you?
No, I was just wondering. We have a lot going on all the time. So yeah.
You do have a lot going on. It's good. Things are good in Nebraska.
Yeah. I saw you have a couple different programs, like Women in Science, I think is coming up.
We are a sponsor, of an upcoming, and that is one way we try to connect with the community, whether it's something that's hosted on the campus or in our community. We always try to be a strong supporter of endeavors that are important to our partners and also our community leads as well. So as Eileen had said, by purchasing a table and by inviting people to attend them, if we get extra tickets to an event, we try to share those, and just really support the whole community, encourage people to be active participants.
Right. That's great.
And I'm in Omaha, which is right next door to Lincoln, and I'm in that Women in Science group and part of the planning for that conference that you mentioned coming up. The Women in Science group is a part of the Bio Nebraska group, and they're a branch that focus specifically on women in STEM careers. So it's a really exciting opportunity coming up. Whole day conference in Lincoln. It's going to be tons of fun.
Great. That is great.
That sounds awesome, actually. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really cool, both groups are really cool ways to network. I was in the university for a really long time, and Bio Nebraska and Women in STEM connected me with the industry side of our field. So that's a really cool function that they serve.
That's great. That's great.
I would be curious. I know there was discussion about having members of the neighborhoods participate in the design review process, but is there any representation on the governing boards of the research parks from the community? We had the CEO of the Regional Economic Development Agency served on our board, which was very helpful in keeping those relationships going. Most a tremendous number of our prospects came through that regional economic development office. And so we were, very closely aligned, working shoulder to shoulder, and they knew everything we were working on, and vice versa, because we served on their board and they served on our board. But, that's not as, neighborhood level as some of what we're talking about here.
Do you know, Jessa, for?
Yeah, we don't have a neighborhood representative serve on our board of directors. We do have business leaders such as economic development councils and different business leadership organizations here in Tucson, but not the neighborhoods per se. But we have people who, wear both hats, not for the neighborhoods, but for different community organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Tech councils and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, we have economic development in counties, some businesses, commissioners. We've got some state representatives. So we've got all the way down to the small size local area, and then building out regionally as well. So we've kind of got the gambit, so that later on someone says, well, if you would have asked, I could have told you. At least that's some sort of conduit of conversation. And that includes things like the high school system and our board of trustees and the different educational institutions around here. I'm not, however, including, say, the local car wash. I incorporate the chamber, but not every little business. I don't foresee our innovation space or our research park being a place that specializes in cupcake making, let's say.
We did have a lot of the community would come into the park because we had a fairly large presence of nonprofits that served those communities. And then we also had where our U.S. congressional representative had his local office inside our multi-tenant building. Mm-hmm. And because that brought in a lot of different constituents, that exposed people to the park that, may not have been a part of that previously.
Right.
I've also seen some parks, they do things like they have a makerspace night for the neighborhood where they can come in and use the facilities for free. And then they make a point of using local businesses for the food service and some of the other retail that's available, and, making sure that those benefits are staying within the community.
Mm-hmm. I remember being at the University of Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, and that they had a huge makerspace and did something similar. They really unite them with the community, but also with Oklahoma City, which is, I think, about 20 miles away. So, but yeah, that was successful too.
Who was that?
Oklahoma.
No. Who's that talking?
Oh, Vicky.
Sorry.
Oh, she came next door. Okay.
We only have one mic open.
Mm-hmm. We're used to doing this, so we have a system down, and so
throw you off.
I do think bringing high school students in for different events can be very effective in, reach them while they're young.
Right.
And let them see some of the opportunities that are there that, careers that maybe they didn't think that they could actually enter into, and, have a good paying job right here locally. It was, kind of astonishing to them, some of the things that they could do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have the, it's not Catch the Sun, but Follow the Sun, different robotics race teams, right, Jessica or Jessa? Excuse me, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, that's okay. That's my legal name. That means I think okay. So, yes.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah. So at the Vail High School here, they have a very active robotics club. And one opportunity that we've had is to partner with them, share mentors, because there's a lot of companies out here who have engineers and can solve those challenges that they face at the robotics club. Plus they get to pick through all their leftovers. So there's a lot of like, IBM has scraps that they can utilize, and they're really excited because then it doesn't cost them so much money. And we like to promote that as one of the ways that we're partnering with the high school. So I definitely echo what you said, Eileen, about really involving students. If we have the opportunity to bring them to, we used to do pizza table talk. So they got to hear about careers from different organizations here, whether it's the CEO level or the marketing person or finance. And so they got to know a little bit more. So there's a lot of opportunities to connect with your high school and expose them to all the great things that are happening at the park, especially us, because we have one right here on campus.
Yeah.
We also had the Ironman competition. One of their events would be held in our park. And so that brought a lot of people out there on a regular basis.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a fun event.
I love those kinds of events because people who never would be on a research park come out and they're like, what is this? We see it, but we don't know. And then it just opens the door to share your story and make it real for them. So I also love hiring high school students to work, some website updates and all that. And they usually will send us like the top class performer. And so we get a win and they get a win too, because we're teaching them some skills, and then they get to know more, because seeing is believing. Once they're on the inside of the park and they know a little bit more about what you do, then they take that back. Oh, did you know, I work next door at the park.
That's great. That's great. Well, I think we're wrapping up our time. Is there anything else burning topics that we want to share, or questions, or topics for next month?
Yep. Communicator check-in is traditionally a roundtable discussion, but we can definitely have focused discussions or guest speaker if there's anything that we notice is a common theme when it comes to our conversations that we have at Communicator check-in. This was the first one for the year, so we have the rest of the year to really kind of deep dive into different topics that you guys may want to discuss. Some things that we do have coming up on the AURP side over the next year. I'll just take some time to discuss some of that. Spring training is in a few weeks. So happy for some of you who were able to squeeze in at the last minute. We actually did have to close out registration due to us selling out, which and the wait list is actually growing. So if you are interested in joining, let me know. But there is a lot going on. It's going to be a fantastic program. Carol is one of our co-chairs for spring training, and you heard from her today, as well as Greg King from Georgia Tech. We have a lot going on. It's going to be a great week. So we're very excited about that. Some other programming that we have coming up over the next year, we have our BioHealth Caucus in June in conjunction with the Big Bio Convention, and that will be in Boston. We will be rolling out some more communication with that over the next few weeks, such as registration, and the hotels are open for bio. So we will be holding BioHealth Caucus at the Westin Seaport. And so if you can manage to get a hotel room at the Westin through the bio website, and you are planning on going, that is what we are recommending. But they do have a ton of hotels that are partnering with the Big Bio Convention. So there are other options as well if you don't want to stay at the Westin. And then our annual conference will be hosted by Star Campus and the University of Delaware. And so we will be at the Hotel DuPont, but we will have a full day programming in Newark, Delaware, and that will be in mid-October of this year. So we have a lot going on. It's very exciting. We have a few, I think, different webinars that we will be planning throughout the year that will be more connected with peer-to-peer as well. So make sure if you get our emails for different reminders about that as well. So we do have a lot going on. And the next communicator check-in will be, I believe, March 7th. So it would be of next month. But if we do see some of you in spring training, we're very excited to see you. And with that, do you have any other updates?
The only other thing I was
Diana,
gonna
can you
say-
just throw the dates out for bio? I'm sorry if I stepped on.
Oh
something.
yeah. So so BioHealth Caucus will be June 4th and 5th. And then the bio convention starts June 5th through June 8th of that week. So so we will have, and it is about a day and a half programming. So Sunday will be a full day, and then half day on that Monday. We do have an optional tour for an additional fee of Harvard. I believe, I'm sorry, I don't remember which campus is it, Brian, at Harvard?
The Harvard Alston Applied Research Campus.
That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that would be June 4th and June 5th in Boston.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next month if not.
See y'all in a couple weeks. I'm super
Yeah, see you in a
excited.
couple
We'll be
weeks.
there with bells on.
Yeah.
And I'm literally online right now buying a vial that will have the dirt from my innovation.
Oh,
So
nice.
I will bring my
Nice.
bottle of dirt.
Okay, yeah, shut up.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.